So today we're working on solutions and equations. We've actually done some of this in semester one towards the end of the semester where we were working with algebraic expressions and substituting numbers for variables. And now we're going to make sure that our solution fits the equation. So one of the main things that we're doing is substituting a given number for a variable, something you've already learned. Let's review a couple of things. First off, an equation. What is an equation? It's an algebraic expression with an equal sign. So an algebraic expression has no equal sign, but an equation does. Both sides of the equal sign are equal. So let's take a look at what that kind of looks like. So I have this numeric equation. That means we're just using numbers. So right here, I have 7 plus 5 equals 12. We know that's accurate. But how we prove it is we would determine that 7 plus 5 equals 12. So 12 equals 12. It is correct. Over here, we have an equal sign and we have two expressions. One is 7 plus 5. We know that equals 12. The other is 10 plus 2. That also equals 12. So therefore, this solution is actually accurate because 12 equals 12. It's an equation. It's equal on both sides. Now, not only can we have different digits, we can also have different operations as long as both sides of the equal sign equals the same number. So 7 plus 5 is 12, and 2 times 6 equals 12. So these equations are all accurate. Now, what about algebraic equations? So numeric equations just have numbers. Algebraic equations have variables, operations, numbers, and an equal sign. So the big difference is the variable. So what we did last semester was substitute numbers for variables. And we're going to do that during this lesson as well as determine whether the solution is true. So for example, is this a true solution when x equals 2 and y equals 5? Now I put a little asterisk over here because we talked about how we plug in numbers for variables. So anytime I see an x in an equation or expression, I would substitute 2. Anytime I see a y, I would substitute 5. So here's my problem. So I just rewrite what's there to begin with, 5 plus. Now, when I see x and y, when I see two variables next to each other, that means they're multiplied. So 2 times y. We'll go ahead and just make sure we write instead of y. We could do that, but we can go ahead and write y as 5. Sorry about that. Equals 50. Now what we do is we solve. So we say, and we use PEMDAS. Now whichever comes first for multiply, divide, whichever comes first for add or subtract. So we multiply. So we rewrite 5 plus 10 equals 50. Well, let's keep solving. 15 equals 50. That is not true. So what we do is we have our equal sign and we put a slash mark through it. That means not equal, which means it is not true. But we had to go through and solve our problem. Let's take a look at a couple other examples. Now remember, we will still need our PEMDAS. So here's some information. Again, I'm going to write my date because I like to know when I did the work. Substitute values to find solutions. So here they give me x and it asks me this question: is x equals 5 a solution to this problem here? So my very first step that I do is I substitute and I say 3, and I know when I see a number with a variable it means multiply. 3 times 5 minus 5 equals 10. PEMDAS tells me to multiply, so I have 15 minus 5 equals 10. I keep solving. Does 10 equals 10? Of course it does. So it is true. Let's take a look at this one. I like this problem because as you can see, we have m on one side of the equals and m on the other. And all we have to do is substitute 5 for m every time we see it. So 4m means 4 times 5 minus 3 equals 3 times 5. Now, do these two equal each other? Well, we can't really solve until we do the work. And actually, please don't do mental math. Check your work by working it all out. PEMDAS tells me I do parentheses, exponents, none are here. So I do multiply. So I end up with 20 minus 3 equals, oh, and it's the other side of the equal sign, so I can just go ahead and multiply. Now I take 20 minus 3, which is 17. And this stays 15, and it is not equal. So that one would be false. Here is x equals 7 a solution to this problem. So again, 5 times 7 minus 3. We plug in that number for the variable with 4. Now remember, this parentheses means multiply. So I can actually take out my parentheses and I can solve on this end if I wanted to. So I could say 4 times, and what is 10 minus 2? It's 8. So now I can start to solve. So I start on this side of the equation, the equal sign, and we start with multiplication because there's no parentheses nor exponents. So I have 35 minus 3, and this side of the equal sign, 4 times 8 is 32. 35 minus 3 is 32. 32 equals 32, and that is true. Now here's one that we did towards the end of the semester. This, remember that evaluate means to solve. So we're going to evaluate this problem using these numbers for the variables. So here, oops, that's supposed to be a z, so I'm going to make sure I put a line through it. So z is 2 squared plus 9y means 9 times 7 minus 3x means 9. Nope, y is 3. Sorry, guys. Every now and then. 9y is times 3 minus 3 times x is 7. So my apologies. Don't make that error. That's a really good example of double checking your work. So PEMDAS tells me to do my exponent, which means 2 times 2, which is 4, plus 9 times 3 minus 3 times 7. Did I make sure I do those right? Absolutely. So now I do multiply. Now I have 2 multiplication, so I can do those at the same time. 4 plus 9 times 3 is 27. Well, not at the same time, but in the same linear fashion. Minus 3 times 7. Now in PEMDAS, we did our exponents, no parentheses, exponents, multiply. Now we do add, subtract. Add comes before subtraction, so 4 plus 27, and not that it comes left to right. It's because, well, actually it is because it's left to right. Sorry about that. But that's how we do it. If subtraction were first, we would have done that if it was the first part on the left-hand side. It is not. It is addition. So 31 minus 21, and we end up with 10 as our solution.